Alright guys, so something super exciting. Neverwinter has a brand new event, and it's been a really long time since we've seen a new event in the game. And basically, it's for April Fools. It's called April Fowls, and it's with chickens. It's interesting. There's a PvP queue, and then there's also a regular NPC, like a regular event NPC, that gives you quests, and then there's a vendor that you can get rewards. So let's take a look at those quests. So the first quest we see is an Ishimost fowl. We see that we get some bird feed, we get some seed bread, and then we also get some hot wings. In particular, the seed bread seems like a pretty good event food. I don't know if I would put it above mochi from the New Year's event, but it's still definitely good if you don't have any event food stocked up, so it's pretty good to have. Anyways, let's take this quest. So from the looks of things, we just got to talk to Earl, the chicken master, and then that should complete the quest. And then after we complete it, we get 5 more quests, which we're just going to accept them all really quick, and then we'll just play by ear for the rest. So before we start our quests, I thought it might be a good idea to take a look at the vendors. Our currencies are bird feathers and bird feed. Our first reward is this giant derpy looking chicken. Our next reward is the chicken follower, which the chicken follower is really just a vanity pet. It's just for cosmetics. Same with the baby chick. It's also a green quality vanity pet, which is cute, but yeah. Then we have a visage, and normally we only see the visages during Halloween events. And for example, there's the werewolf visage, which looks like this. After the visage, we have the seed bread, which we mentioned earlier in the hot wings. Again, as far as this event's foods go, seed bread is the way to go, power is always the way to go, and defense isn't half bad to have either, so I would definitely recommend the seed bread. After that, we have the blue bird seed, which I've noticed each color of the bird seed actually gives a different buff. Blue is the blocking kind, so I'm guessing kind of like a tank. The red bird is the ranged kind, so kind of like a ranger. Yellow seed is the basic kind, in other words, my kind, because I'm really basic. Then there's the green kind, which is the healing kind, and the purple kind, which is the sneaky kind. So at first glance, after taking the quests, I actually got each of the seeds to start off with. So I'm guessing they're needed for the quests. Actually, I can see at the side that they're needed for the quests. So we're just going to start off with the red one, and now I'm a red chicken. So in the beginning, I didn't really know what I was doing. Like, I was really lost, and I was just going from chicken to chicken, and then I accidentally turned back into a human, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I looked ridiculous. Honestly, really, really ridiculous. But fret not, I did figure it out. I did have to go and buy another bird seed thing, but eventually I figured out that you just need to hunt the chickens that are the same color as you. At least for some of them, and we'll get into that. But the fire chickens, these red ones, you have to find the hot-headed hens, and you gotta take them all out. These guys got an attitude, but luckily they don't fight back. It's basically just a game of hide and seek. And with that, my first chickens were down. So the next chicken we had were the squabblers, the white chickens, and it was pretty much the same idea as we had with the red chickens. Basically, you find the chickens that look like you, and you squabble at them using your newfound powers, and they'll run away and leave those blue chickens alone. And with that, we finished the quest pretty quickly. Next were the black chickens, and I struggled the most with the black chickens. I ran everywhere. I looked in every bush. I looked in every crevice, and I had no idea where to find these stupid, sneaky chickens. I knew they were sneaky, but I didn't realize how sneaky. And then this happened. Really? A squabbler again? What? What? I didn't do anything. What? What? I'm gonna have to play that video back because I do not think I got any sneaky chickens. What? Well, it turns out I did find sneaky chickens. The part that I was missing is you have to use your Q button for the encounter power to make yourself go invisible, and then when you're invisible, you can view the invisible chickens. So it ended up actually being a pretty easy quest. It just wasn't a very thoroughly detailed quest. I honestly thought after that ordeal, the rest of the chickens had to have been pretty easy, but I quickly started to struggle with the blue chickens. First thing, they don't go after fellow blue chickens. They go after green chickens. Green chickens, green chickens, they're the ones that seem to run away from you constantly. And they're kind of hard to keep up. And I wasn't really sure if I was doing it right or if I was missing out on something. And, big shocker, I was missing out on something. Basically, if you use your at will, you'll notice that your chicken suddenly runs faster, for example, like you see here. And that way you can keep up with the green chickens. You do, however, go even faster than the green chickens, so it can be a little hard to keep up. But in the end, I figured it out, and it was time to move on to the last chicken. And with that, it was on to the last chicken. It was by far the easiest because the blue chickens, or the defender chickens, were by far the easiest. The encounter was ranged, so you didn't even have to run up to them all the way half the time. And they were plentiful. They were very plentiful. And it was by far the quickest and the easiest, and I think it was my favorite chicken because of that. So anyways, I went and I handed them in. One thing I did notice is that the first day you can do them twice, but the actual quests themselves can only be done once because they are a daily. It's just the first time is like an intro. So expect to only do them once a day. So the last thing to check out in this event after the quests and the vendor was the PvP queue, because there is a 5 vs 5 domination type PvP queue. So even though I'm not really a PvPer, I decided to just check it out, a single run. However, I wasn't really prepared for what actually called for the PvP queue, because you had to fight as chickens, and it changed your powers and everything, and it was a little stressful. At least the queue did follow a normal PvP domination queue feel. You have your 3 points, enemy at one end, you at the other end, 1 point in the middle ground. So at least that aspect was nice. You could also change what type of chicken you were. So at least that kind of helped, but it also made it more complex because each chicken has a different function and the powers are different. I did find switching to a class that was closer to my Trickster Rogue that I'm used to did help me land a couple more kills and not die as much, capture some points, and I did find once I got a little bit of a handle on it, my team started to do better. Maybe other people on my team too were new. Either way, the event was different. It was interesting. I wouldn't say it was exactly super special or super original, but it's great for an April Fool's joke. One thing I was a little disappointed on was that at the end, there were no event-related rewards. Maybe it's because we came in last place, and, well, I came in last place and we lost. I don't know. But overall, that's basically how it worked. All in all, I give this event maybe an 8 out of 10. I think Cryptic actually did a good job with this event. It's unique. It's not a write-off of an old event, and the items aren't a write-off of an old event. I do think the PvPQ is a little redundant because you don't really seem to get any event-related rewards, but I could be wrong. Either ways, overall, I think it was pretty good, so good job to Cryptic. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos, because, I mean, I'm in self-isolation, so what else am I going to do these days? So, yeah, stay tuned for more.